Countries we have in Africa are arbitrary. Majority of the division of Africa into countries was done in Berlin about 110 years ago, a period of 5 years. And what it did is, if the logic of it made no sense, so it fragmented us, and the West have been great at using that fragment.
Sorry, 110 years ago,
Yes.
Africa was split in separate countries. What was before? I mean, I feel really uneducated here.
No, I am too.
Yeah, I had no idea.
We were a large landmass of a number of tribes,
Okay.
right? But we didn't have carved borders. Carved borders were institutionalized.
This shit here is so scary because the amount of African history that has been wiped away. Africa has only been a thing for 100 years. How much have we lost? Like, people don't even know that. What else don't we know? There's so much. It's so sad.
In the Berlin Conference, a series of conferences where a few European powers came together to divide different tracts to say who owns what. And here's the way when I look at the map now, here's the way I think some of the decisions were made. On the west coast of West Africa, where we are now, from this point to this point on the border, all the way up to the Sahara Desert, Britain is yours. From this point to this point on the coast, all the way up to Sahara Desert, France, it's yours. This point to this point, all the way up, Germany, it's yours. What those maps then did was that they broke entire tribes into multiple countries. So if you look at the northern region of West Africa, the north of the countries of West Africa, like Ghana, like Togo, like Benin, like Nigeria, and on the other side, like Ivory Coast and Co. There's one tribe that cuts across all those countries. They're called the Hausa Fulani. So the guys in the north of Nigeria and the south of Niger, which is above us, are Hausa Fulani. They speak the same language, have the same history, have the same ancestors. But now they're in different countries. They feel more allegiance to the tribe than to the country. How do you come together and collaborate and push out an invader if you guys can't even sit together at a table to talk? And the West have also been brilliant. Every time we try to aggregate, to have a common voice, it's very easy for them to find one dissenter or two dissenters from the fragment.
Yep.
And get them to scatter the whole.
Yep. I mean, the amount of coups. Africa has experienced over 220 attempted military coups since 1950. At least 106 succeeding. You know what the scariest thing is about the West as well, right? The West will do this thing, and up until, I'd say, this generation, it's worked. They'll find their enemy, which is really only their enemy because of finances, right? This is all these people care about. They're actually demons, right? So they'll find the enemy, whether it's Saddam Hussein or Osama bin Laden. In Africa right now, they're trying it with Ibrahim Traoré, but it's not working, right? Gaddafi being the biggest one. They'll paint them as a terrorist. Gaddafi wanted to unite Africa. That was the real reason they had to get him out here. You can't have a united Africa because everything goes to shit. Because what then happens is they might make it so you have to pay fair price for the shit that you're stealing. France has been paying since the 1960s, since when they signed that colonial pact. They've been paying 75 cents for a barrel of castor oil that's worth $200. Look at the economy in these countries now. It's shit now. Imagine if they had to pay Africa fair price, cooked, overly cooked, right? So that's where all the coups come in. That's why they keep killing these African leaders. Every African leader that tries to have their country be self-sustainable, how many coups have there been on Ibrahim Traoré? Let's actually Google it. At least 5. There's been more. There's been more than 5. But this is what Google got. From a man who has taken hold of his country, right? They've cut all the West out. If anyone is to unite Africa, this fucking goat right here. Let me get him on the screen. It's this guy right here. Right? They're trying their greatest, their darndest to get him out of here. It hasn't been working yet because the people he has around him are so loyal. But he mentioned it in the video. They've done a great job historically by finding people within the ranks who are willing to sell their soul for some money. And this is the history of Africa and African leadership, why it's such a disgrace. Every time you have a revolutionary who comes up, someone within his ranks is willing to take that money and kill him and essentially become a puppet or allow puppetry leadership to take place. So many of these African leaders are taking money whilst watching their people suffer. We can blame white people all we want. But in reality, it's these African leaders who have been a disgrace now for how many hundred years? How many hundred years? Slavery was 400 or 500 years ago. Before that, Africans were selling each other to Arabs. For over 1,000 years that was happening. We're talking 1,500 years maybe. Even today in Libya. This is a great video to just look at some random shit.
You stupid black Africans. What you come do in North Africa? You come to our country to steal?
This is modern day slavery. Right? People always ask me, like, why am I so harsh on certain groups of people? Why don't I fuck with certain groups of people? You see these Arabs here? The most anti-black people on the planet. Never get it twisted. Anywhere Arabs are the population, are the majority, black people are subjugated. Fact. Anywhere on the planet. This is gonna piss me off. I already know.
And you live your country.
Just country.
These men are migrants with dreams of being smuggled to Europe by sea.
Excuse me, can I speak Petty?
We are going inside. Have a seat in your place.
They come in their thousands from Niger, Mali, Nigeria, Ghana. It's hard to believe that these are the lucky ones, rescued from warehouses like the one in which we witnessed the auction. They're sold if those warehouses...
By the way, all of the energy I have towards Arabs, Europeans, I hate African leaders more. I hate them infinitely more, 10 times more. The only reason these people are fleeing their country is because their countries are shit. And the only reason these countries are shit is because their leaders are the biggest coons and the most anti-black, anti-African people on the planet. They're willing to take money and watch their people suffer. Why the fuck would someone have to leave Mali with dreams to come to England? Why would someone have to leave Congo, the richest country on the planet, to go to fucking... Oh, I've seen black people getting abused in India. I'm like, what the... Imagine the state that we're in. You got black people fleeing Africa to go to India and get racially abused. It makes me so angry, bro. I swear that.
houses become overcrowded or if they run out of money to pay their smugglers. Of these rescued men, so many here say they were held against their will. It doesn't take us long to find victory.
Just take us home.
No food, no water.
Just take us home. Want to go? No food, no water, nothing.
Victory was a slave.
We know that some people are being sold.
Yes.
Some people are being sold. Is this something you've heard about? Can you tell us about
Sure.
that? Tell us.
I was sold.
What happened?
On my way coming, I was sold. Merciless beating. If you look at most of the people here, if you check their body, you see the mark, they're beating. With electric, even your boot, they took something like a sharp object. Understand? Most of them lost their
It was an Arab man that used gun to hit my eyes. You see what I'm passing through. I can't ever tell. I don't just know. For those Arab people, we cannot tell. We just pray to God to save us, we Nigerians, another country from the hands of the Libyans. At least they should try their best. I've spent 2 years plus. But for me staying there now, it's close to 7 months. It was because of the sweat. All my body have got white. We have not taken our bath since 2 months. Just to bath, even to brush. If some people should open their body, they fix pipe inside their private part, pipe to piss. Tell some people to open their body. They should put their body for you. You will see that these people have finished us. Is it bullet wound? Is it the gunshot? Even when we are going to eat, they beat us. We are going in.
We have over 150 Nigerians inside the place. And in my presence, 3 Nigerians were shot dead and thrown into a river in a place called Suleiman.
The youth, they should get involved in politics. Me, I like politics very well. You people should get involved in politics. If you people are in politics, you people can bring a change. All these people are old. These leaders are old. They don't care about us. Let's come together with the youth. Let's sanitize each other. Nigeria can be better through us.
Can you imagine if it was Americans being sold as slaves in Libya? Can you imagine if Europeans were being sold as slaves in Libya? Do you think they would wait for 3 weeks before they go and...
You know how rich Nigeria is? Do you know how rich Nigeria is? For people to be fleeing or trying to flee, catching themselves up in this situation, it doesn't make sense. Do you know how incompetent you have to be as a leadership? And of course, if it was Europe, if it was America, it would be different because they actually have pride. America, say what you want. They have pride. You can't be doing that shit to our people. They're American. Give us them people back or it's a problem. Africa has no pride. These countries have no pride. These leaders have no pride. They actively hate their people. So why would they give a fuck?
intervene? So as black people, we have no dignity.
In this struggle, we must start to build it by building up our own cultural, spiritual base. I cannot imagine us trying to wage war, fight another country and using the same conventional means that they have taught us. It will not work.
Big strong boys for farm work, he says. 400. 700. 700. 800. The numbers roll in. These men are sold for 1,200 Libyan pounds, $400 apiece.
That migrants and refugees from several African nations are being intercepted and sold into slavery in the country of Libya. Libya serves as a main exit point to Europe, where the migrants are trying to escape to. Now, these refugees are reportedly being publicly sold and traded on the open market and being forced into labor camps.
Follow this page for more news like this. Thank you.
I can't even say what I want to say, bro. I can't even say what I want to say.
نور بندي طيب.
Look at this shit, man. Look at this coon, man. Look at this. But when they come to America, they act stupid with everything. Like, what the fuck? Like, what? Like, what kind of shit is that? How is that what you get from? You know what? Let me just go. Let me